Here we go, episode 45, the season finale. Let's get started with this wonderful guest right now. Yeah.
Inger van Roy. Audio Jungle.
All right, we are back. Thank you again for tuning us in for episode 44. Gibson. And I hope you guys enjoyed that program. Let's go ahead and bring our next guest in here. Uh, I hope I pronounced her name right. Gore, right? Is that? Hello there. Welcome to the program. Did I pronounce your name right?
No.
Oh man, I will get it. One more time for me.
Inger.
Inger. Thank you. There we go. I have to say it 3 times until I get it. Inger, Inger, Inger. There we go. How are you today? I know you have a little cold, but hope you're feeling good.
I'm all right, thank you. Happy to be here with you.
Awesome, awesome. We just ended with Aaron Gibson. He was awesome. He's in Canada, and you're in Canada as well. How are things in Canada these days?
Um, I'm not exactly sure what you mean. In terms of the weather, it's really good. But I guess the political arena is a little bit different.
I always like to talk about the weather because the political that can get you into.
Yeah.
But the weather. So right now I have my temperature as 21 Celsius. What's the temperature there in Canada right now in your area?
Let me check.
Okay.
We're at 16 degrees Celsius.
Oh, okay. About 5 degrees difference. And you're in Toronto, or would you?
Yes, I'm in Toronto.
Awesome, awesome. All right. So the way I do this show, this is the final season of season 3. I show the questions on the board, and it'll be interesting to get to know you. Do we really know you? Episode 45. And then after this, there will be a poll for people to vote on who is your favorite guest, right? You can get a prize, $20, $25 gift card from one person will be receiving one. So vote for your favorite guest. There were like 20 guests. And look who it is, Mr. Soulman Live. He is joining us. He's still here. We cannot get rid of him. He's still back. He loves the show so much. He's back again. Aaron, good to see you again. You did fabulous. You did fabulous on that program. You're awesome. All right. All right. Let's get going and let's get started for the first question. Okay. Only designed for you. Okay. How was life like in South America prior to relocating to Canada?
So in South Africa, it was fine, I guess. I left there in my early 20s. Um, South Africa right now, and even then, there politically there's a lot of room for us to grow, but we're working towards being a united nation, and we call ourselves the Rainbow Nation because of having so many different kinds of people there.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, you have so many nationalities in South
Hmm.
Africa. That's amazing.
Yes, we do.
I hear there's in Africa there's so many different cultures, so many. It's amazing. It's beautiful there. That's what makes Africa unique, right?
Yes, absolutely. It's a melting pot for sure.
What is something in South Africa that you go there often? Something that's unique in South Africa compared to Canada.
Well, if you look over here in the painting behind me,
Oh wow. Mhm.
it's a painting of Cape Town, and that mountain is called Table Mountain. It is one of the top wonders of the world, one of the seven wonders of the world,
Oh wow.
and it's flat on top like a table, and that's why it's called Table Mountain. And when the clouds descend on it, it
Uh-huh.
looks like a tablecloth.
That's amazing. I didn't know that. One of the seven wonders of the world, you said.
Yes, yes, it is.
That's awesome. In South Africa, Cape Town. That's amazing. Definitely want to go there. And then are those the layers of the ground behind you? Is that what it is?
No, so this is the ocean. And from the perspective where this painting, the picture was taken from, my husband painted this did this painting, but
Wow.
from the perspective, you're at the ocean and you can see the peninsula and specifically Table Mountain across the ocean.
That's amazing. Amazing. Yeah. Definitely on my bucket list. And we had Mac, who's also from South Africa, and he's in the UK. And so we talked about that too as well a little bit. So amazing. Awesome. All
Awesome.
right. Let's go on to the next question here. Okay. I would prefer to visit a beach, lake, or a river. Which of these three would you prefer to go? And our friend Aaron says, you are a legend. You
Hey,
are
Erin, how are you? Thank you.
a,
I would prefer to visit a beach
a
always.
beach.
Yes.
Awesome. Why?
Um, because I grew up on a beach, not living on a beach specifically, but living in a city that was a beach city.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. You know, often we went for rides, just a drive with my parents along the beach. And when I was at university, I went to Um, I went to a university that was maybe about 15 to 20 minutes walk from the beach. And
Oh,
at any given moment, when my friends and I had a break, we would go for a walk to the beach and just
wow.
to go and put our feet in the sand and experience the peace and the calm that comes with it.
Amazing. Yeah. Isn't it amazing when you look at the ocean so vast? And even I'm in Arizona, but California and the Pacific Ocean is so close. So it's like a 4, 5 hour drive, right? And you can go ahead and just see what you can see and all the people there and the dogs and it's just amazing, amazing. And I always want to look at some kind of a sea creature there. Have you ever had the chance to see a whale or anything like that while in South Africa?
Actually, so in Cape Town, there's a lot of whales, but it's usually around the time when I'm not there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they come out around September, October, but
Oh,
my family and I prefer to travel there in January or February when it's hot.
oh, okay. When it's warmer. Awesome, awesome.
Yes.
Aaron says here, crazy that Toronto is colder than Calgary.
Mhm.
And remember again, so it's more, is that more east or more west, Calgary? I think it's more west, right? Calgary is more west.
Yes,
More
Calgary
west.
is the most.
When I was in Toronto in July, it was kind of well, warmer than I expected there. But he's saying that it's colder.
Yeah, well,
Hey.
we're still coming out of the winter. I mean, it's May.
Yeah, yeah.
So, it's in a time when it is we're toggling between the warmer and the colder days.
Oh wow! Even in Arizona, it's like 21 now, and normally it's warmer. It's gonna warm up a little bit, but it doesn't get too hot here until mid June. So if you guys want to visit us, this is the best time until
Right.
like September. So this is beautiful weather. Like I had to even wear a jacket when I went out, and so people were wearing shorts. For me, that's kind of cool. You know, the weather 20 Celsius. And it's like in the 70s kind of thing, which is nice, you know, here in the morning, especially. But it's gonna warm up a bit. But people are wearing shorts and like it's summertime here. They don't really
Yes,
care. Okay, all
I
right,
can imagine.
you can yeah, you can relate to that. Okay, tell us about your best friend back in grade school. We always have that one person that you still remember who
Mhm.
guided you through grade school, who helped you in fights or whatever that went in. I can remember a friend. I'm still friends with him. And do you have that particular special person?
Yes. So when I was about 8 years old, we moved to a brand new city, and I had to leave all my friends behind. But I made friends with this one girl, um, and she was so much fun. and we're still friends today. I still speak with her very often. She lives in Cape Town, so when my family and I visit, I do see her as well.
That's amazing. That's amazing. The friend I was with, I grew up in Arkansas, and so he moved to Indiana. We lost touch base, and then social media came. Got through. I was like, "What is that kid?" I remember him. His name was Satish. Very good guy. And
Mm.
then we eventually got in touch, and I met him 2 years later. He's now in California area, San Francisco area, and I met him before COVID. It's been like probably 8, 9 years now. And yeah, it was amazing. You have that same connection as you did, and you went through the same challenges. He's an immigrant family, mine was as well, and so you just have that connection. And he's the only particular one out of all the 50 kids out there in grade school or wherever. He was the one kid that stood up with you, and whatever would happen. so
Wow.
so we always have that one. And the nice thing is you're always to have that connection with them, and they still so you. There's nothing like that. It's very good guy, very good guy. Awesome. All
Awesome.
right, thank you for Aaron for commenting, and also
Thank you.
Epic Coffee.
Thank you.
Wonder Woman. He calls you Wonder Woman. Awesome. Appreciate you joining us, Aaron. All right. All right. Let's go on to the next question. Okay. What do you enjoy the most doing in Canada? So in Canada,
Mm.
is there something particular that you would enjoy doing there?
Um, so the one big contrast between Canada and South Africa is that Canada is safer.
Mhm.
So for me, the biggest thing that I love doing here is just being able to go for a walk by myself
Mhm.
and feeling safe, to be honest with you.
In terms of crime, right? Crime, you mean?
Yeah, this crime is very high in South Africa.
Oh, wow. Okay. I
Mm.
did not know that. That's interesting.
Yeah. It's because of the poverty.
Uh-huh. Interesting. Oh, I always think that South Africa is kind of a little bit more stable compared to other places, but it also has that poverty part of it.
Mm.
Oh,
Mhm.
wow. That's amazing. Yeah. All right. We have somebody new, maybe a
Hi,
friend of yours,
Julie.
uh,
Yes.
uh, Mr. Humphrey. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for being here.
Awesome. Awesome. I guess a connection of yours, right?
Yes, that's right.
All right. Let's continue to the next one here. All right. Okay. Uh, do you read? Your best item to read? I know we all are on social media, but do we read? Do you read?
Uh, to be honest with you, yes.
Okay,
I've
that's good.
always loved reading. I used to get in trouble for it.
You
Um,
got in trouble for reading?
yes, I did.
Oh, wow.
I read that much, and I
Wow.
would hide my books. I had many different hiding places in my bedroom. So when I would hear my mom coming down the hallway, quickly I would hide it in some space. But now, to be honest, my most favorite item to read now is the Bible.
Mhm. That's awesome.
Mhm.
That's awesome too. Yeah, I mean, if I can relate to that in terms of now people get dinged for going on social media on their phones, right? They get yelled at for that. But for books, you get a that's amazing. And that's something I think more people, more kids need to focus more on that. There was a clip of a lady who was on news and she was saying she quit education. Maybe you've seen it because all the kids are on social media and they need to stop the phones until they're 18, not use them at all because they're not reading and they're not improving. And so she made controversy and she was on the news because of her statements, right? And so yeah, so that kind of thing. So it's a balance, really. It has to be a balance of people need to read, need to do that, but it's a interesting thing. But I've never seen that. Yeah, go ahead.
It is. I was just gonna say, I recently read an article on LinkedIn that
Yeah,
showed that Denmark
Denmark.
actually put a law in place that
Yeah.
stops allowing kids to have their phones at school.
Oh, that's amazing.
And as a mother of 3 kids, I absolutely wholeheartedly stand behind that.
I mean,
I
why would a 12-year-old want to need a phone? A 12-year-old. Why would you need a phone for what? It's like I mean, we got used to that where when they're born, they give you a phone right away in the hospital. They're born, it's like here you go. Does your son have a phone?
Well,
Why? Yeah.
I can tell you, as a parent, the reason why my kids have phones,
Yeah,
not all of them do, but the older two received phones when they were a little bit older,
yeah,
and the reason was because of safety.
yeah,
Um,
oh, yeah,
wanting to make sure that they'll be okay after school,
yeah,
but um, it it's out of hand. You
yeah.
know,
If
um,
you give them the phone that doesn't have many apps on it, maybe that's a good one. Like when they started out, but some people are there are some adults who are actually switching to that. They're switching to they have two phones. They have a smartphone and they have
yeah,
a regular Nokia phone. They're still out there, guys.
yes, they are.
People
Yeah,
can
I actually have a friend in the UK. His name is Jonathan, and he only has a flip phone. He doesn't want any apps on his phone at all.
yeah, well, that's how it is now. I deactivated any of those on mine here, but definitely you need those but safety, yeah, that's important for the kids,
Yes.
right? You need to know where they are. That's a good point there because before, imagine the bus was late because we
Mm,
took the school buses and you're like wondering where my kid is. You had to walk or go
yeah,
see him.
yeah,
Definitely having the phone is something that's important in terms of safety. I agree with that. That's a good point. That number one thing. But then now kids are over abusing the phones, but not everybody. I mean, you have see some kids here and there do that, but it depends on the use of it and the parenting, right? It always goes with the
yes,
parenting, how the parenting teaches them that. So I'm pretty
yes.
sure your kids are well aware of that. So awesome. All right, let's go to the next one here. Okay, if I had the opportunity to visit Hawaii, Sweden, or China, where would I go? Which of these three would I choose to go to? I'll
Um,
put it here.
Probably Sweden.
Sweden. Okay.
Yes.
Why Sweden?
Um, so remember I told you my name is Scandinavian, my
Aha.
first name.
First name. Aha.
Yes, and I would like to just take in the culture,
Oh,
just because that's part of where my name comes from.
okay. There is a similar name that's coming in, I think, from that area, but Igor is what I come up
Yes.
like. Igor, I think, was a henchman of somebody like who was he from? He's from Frankenstein or something. The Igor, he was one of those, but I don't recall if somebody
I
else. Yeah,
think Igor is Russian,
Igor.
but
Yeah, yeah.
um, yeah, my name it's got its roots in Scandinavia, so Sweden,
Interesting.
Norway. Yeah.
Okay, well, and then your roots from your name, last name too, as well. You're also originally South African.
So I'm originally South African. My name is not South African.
Ah,
My name comes from actually she was my mother had a best friend when she was working.
yeah.
Um, Very early on in her career, way before she ever had me. But
Uh-huh.
my mother just loved that name so much that she decided that she would name, if she had a daughter, she would name the daughter that.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Hey, even Aaron, they're not allowed to use phones during the yeah, only their breaks, which
But
is smart. I
yeah,
mean, put it in the locker or put it something like that. That's what it's needed, definitely.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
I think the kids are under control for the schools, but it's the adults. We're the ones who need that thing. Then we're always like, we have the free will to do whatever we want. But I got a lock app on my phone where I can't use it from certain times, like from like 9 p.m.
oh good.
until like 7 a.m. Those times I don't need it. I don't need it. So I make sure I'm not gonna and plus delete any apps that you don't use. Why use apps you don't use? Just delete them. Why
Yes,
keep them there? That's the
mm,
thing. A lot of us keep apps, and I'm guilty of that. So awesome. He wants you to keep
yeah.
slaying. Yeah, awesome. Appreciate him joining us. He's awesome.
Yes, I do. I
All
appreciate
right.
you.
Maybe at the end you can join us here if you want, Aaron. It's up to you. I can give you the link on that one. Okay. Okay. What is the pet I enjoy having the most?
Oh, um, well, I'm not really an animal
Not a
person.
pet person. Yeah.
I'm not really, but we do have two dogs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Names.
Their names are Loki and Winnie.
Okay. Nice. For the
Yeah.
kids, right?
It's for my kids, yes, and but I've grown to love them too.
Yeah.
But it's so weird because I'm very protective of them, but yeah, I'm not an animal person really.
Yeah, yeah. They take time, it's another kid that you have there. You have your kids and then you have the pet and then you have this kind of thing. So that's kind of thing. My parents had chickens before in the backyard, and so
Oh,
they're pretty cool. But they had their eggs are good and all that, but we have coyotes, we have hawks,
wow.
and so that kind of thing. But they're pretty good to have that kind of. Chickens are different. No cats, no dogs. They're more messy, but the they're messy
Yeah,
too, but they're outside. You
yeah,
can just
that's
keep them
true.
outside. Uh, as long as there's no rain or anything like that, you can keep them like that. But they die off so quickly. They last a couple of years and they're dead. The chickens. They're just like it's like so quickly. So, all right, awesome. All right, appreciate Aaron with his comments here. Well said. And he is also joining us from YouTube as well. I unfortunately have to go to a barbecue. All
Okay.
right, all right. Big hugs to you as well. Enjoy the barbecue, sir. Enjoy it. Awesome. All right. And all right, we are.
Oh
All right, let me go to the next question. Okay. The most recent occasion I had marshmallows was. Are you a
no.
marshmallows person? I'm a marshmallow person.
I'm
Two
not a
questions.
marshmallow person.
Random question.
But I think probably a few years ago, and that was in my hot chocolate.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Nice. What is your go-to dessert? If you would eat a dessert, what would it be?
I love all things chocolate. Um,
Mhm.
I know dark chocolate is good for you, but I probably would prefer semi-sweet chocolate. Oh, dark, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think we all have our
Yes.
favorites that we eat. We all eat favorites sweets too much, all of us,
Yeah.
I think. All right, we're almost there. Just a couple more questions here. And okay. Now, this is a question for everybody. If I were to create a product or concept to benefit
Mm,
humanity, what would it be? What would you want? People have said many things, curing different diseases, Google glasses that just throw smiles at you. I think that's what our friend in Oregon said. What's his name? I forgot his name, but
okay.
Russ. He was saying throwing smiles. Who is on the program here? What would you like to invent or create?
So I've already done it. It is a program that I've developed. It's called From Pressure to Purpose. And it's
Uh
really
huh.
to empower women to have the right mindset to move from pressure to purpose.
From pressure to purpose. That's
Thank you.
amazing. That's awesome. Tell us about that more, and we're going to get into your topic. Tell us more about that, and tell us about yourself, who you are, and what is your purpose in terms of that. I know you do a
Yeah.
couple of shows as well, and that's inspirational right there. Let's go back before you do that. What made you get into social media and making a show as well?
Well, you spoke about Russ Hedge, and he was one of the catalysts getting me on um, to the point of having my own show. And it really is about um, spreading positivity, helping people to shift their focus. Because in this world that we live in, there's so much negativity. We don't have to look far. And when I started, I it was really in the middle of the pandemic, in 2021, where I felt that calling to do this, and I haven't stopped. I mean, I took a little break from social media for about 6 months. But I really haven't stopped because I see that there is such a need for it. There's so much negativity in the world. You turn on the news. Are they telling you good news? No. You're hearing about murders. You're hearing about people being attacked. You're hearing about wars. You're hearing about diseases. They're not telling you about good things that are happening in this world. But does that mean that it's not happening? No. It's just that we're not talking about it. And so for me, the biggest thing that I want to help people with is to shift their focus to positive thinking, to a positive mindset, to an abundant mindset. Instead of focusing on what's bad out there, we need to focus on what's good, because whatever you focus on, that grows.
Exactly. That's amazing. No, you're right about that. We need that mindset because everything is on the news is negative, all of that. Definitely. So, interesting thing is, how did you meet Russ? Did you watch his program? Did you just come in and say, he knocks on there and say, "Hey, I want you to be on my show"? How did you meet Russ, and how was that first interaction?
Um, so I met Russ through a mutual friend online. Um, and
Uh-huh.
she was actually on his show, so because of that I supported the show and then connected with him, and before I knew it, he invited me to be on his show and I said no. Yeah.
Yeah.
But eventually I did become a
Awesome.
guest, and
Awesome.
it was a really good interaction, really good conversation.
Yeah, he's such a wonderful guy. So positive and energy. I tend to watch his shows once in a while. He had the guest last week who mentioned something about people, and the pastor has so much energy. Maybe you watched that show. He was saying, "I love people. Either I love them when they're coming or when they're leaving. I still love people." So that stuck with me. And so this man's energy was on the show was so loud, so active. So I was like amazing. And so I'm gonna be also on Russ's show next month in June. So he invited me over. He was on my show as well. We got to know him. He sang me a song. It was my
Mhm.
birthday actually at that time, and so he sang me a birthday song. So very amazing guy. See, we
Yeah.
need more people like him. And if Russ is watching him, I should send him this clip. And such an amazing him and his co-host as well. There's these certain people out there that make us really want to have energy more from them. And so, is there any particular person from LinkedIn other than Russ, or you can include him, that stands out as somebody who is an inspiration to you? Other than, I'm sure it's
Well,
him, right?
Russ is
Definitely.
definitely an inspiration to me, because of his mindset, really. If you know his story, he's been battling cancer for the last little while.
Yeah.
I think probably at least more than a year, but he still remains
Yeah.
positive through it all. And those are things that
Amazing.
inspire me, because we as people, we face hardships all the time, but it's the way that we face it that really matters, right?
That's correct. Exactly. It's all about the mindset. Yeah, he does have a very positive approach to himself, and that makes people want to have that energy, right? I had an older grandfather's sister kind of thing, and she was always positive no matter what ever happened. And she would be like always smiling about that, and people would say, "Oh, look at her! She's always happy at whatever occasion happened to her, everything like that." And she had different diseases here and there, and then eventually passed away. But it was natural at the end when she passed away. It wasn't all like anything bad, and I think that positivity and the happiness, whatever situation, always smiling, can make you live longer, compared to the "Oh, why
Yes,
me? Why the," which we all have that, and then that's something that you
yes,
learn about. So awesome. All right, perfect. Appreciate you being on the program today. Last minute thoughts today. I'm gonna try to pronounce your name one more time. So
so
Ingor, right? Oh
it's
man.
okay. It's okay.
Oh man.
It doesn't matter what you're called, right? As there was a one of the I think it was Romeo and Juliet, that in where it said a rose by any other name would still smell as sweet. So for
Yes,
me, it doesn't
exactly.
really matter as
Love
long
that.
as you don't
Yes.
call me "Hey you."
Yeah, oh yes, yes. Close
It's
enough.
close enough.
Exactly.
But
Awesome.
my
Appreciate.
final thoughts.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Aaron, Omar, for really hosting me and inviting me to be here. Thank you, Aaron, for just coming on and supporting the show, and to you also, Chinedu. Thank you so much. And to those that are going to catch the replay, I really hope that you learn a little something about me, because Omar was persistent in asking me very unconventional questions.
I appreciate you agreeing to be
Okay.
on the program too, as well. You can catch the replay at Omar live Omar number 2, or you can put in Do We Really Know Them as well on there, and you can watch all these 45 people total. This is the season finale of season 3 here. We might be doing more episodes during the summer, but it's always good to
Yes.
take a break, come back in 3 months refreshed, change a few things. Maybe, who knows, but maybe we can do something in person. We'll do those. Who knows? That'll be something interesting. And things can happen during those months. I know Aaron was saying he was reamping some things for his new season. And yeah, it's amazing that, can you believe that I've had 45 guests total? They're all new. Nobody is the same.
Love it.
It's not a repeat. So that's amazing how the community from LinkedIn uh, is open and willing to come up and get to know each other. So we have here a wonderful guest who is in Canada, originally from South Africa. Your closing thoughts on this, and we will end it here in about a
My
minute.
closing thoughts is just I want to inspire people to shift their focus from whatever struggles they're facing, whatever adversity that they're in, and really focus on what is good in your life. Focus on being grateful and counting your blessings, because that where your energy flows, um, you will just grow in that aspect, and it amplifies what is good. So keep focused on what is right, what is good, and what is positive in your life.
Awesome. Appreciate that. With that, we're going to end it. And appreciate you being here. Check back for the poll, and we might be doing some reruns for episodes every couple of weeks. And somebody will win. They'll be out, and check out for those promotions there. I'm going to end the stream here shortly. Thank you
Thank
again for
you.
being on the program. And we will end it